Komarna talks about why we need to mention Mitzrayim. Every day we mention Mitzrayim. And of course, before I say anything, the first thing I have to say, and I think I mention this at every opportunity, Rav Tzaddik says, Yetzias Mitzrayim taught us a very, very, very important lesson. He taught us never to give up no matter what the odds. Because no matter what, you might be in the lowest place, but Hashem sent a Redeemer to take us out of the lowest place. He said, you're never abandoned, never give up, never despair. Grab hold and change and transform. That's the lesson. That's number one. The lesson is that's a very, very important. Yeah, no matter what, no matter what, any years, but in cloud, like there's no such thing as giving up. Which sounds a little like a aggressive message as well, but actually, yeah, that's what he says. Is that's the idea of the Holy Testament. A lot of it has to do with this idea of reminding yourself every day. Twice did at least this idea of like, no, Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim from Memphis, Tumah, the worst places, and he'll help everything. No despair, no really giving up. There's no such thing as giving up. That's what Tzaddik's mahalach there. So, but the Komarna says his own mahalach. He says, what is Yetzias Mitzrayim about? What's going on here? Oh, yeah. So it's a mitzvah say to mention Mitzrayim every day, leaving Mitzrayim. This is a very, very big.
Mashen came Ma'aser Bereshis.
Yeah, Ma'aser Bereshis not. There's no mitzvah. You don't have to mention Ma'aser Bereshis every day. That's what we don't. No, it's just Mitzrayim dafka Mitzrayim. So he says that every golus is included in Mitzrayim. He said that every impurity. Every golus, every exile. That Rizal says as well. Every exile is included in Mitzrayim. It's all included in the Egyptian exile. It's because Mitzrayim is the Kesher, the Klipa. It's the highest level of Klipa that includes every other level. Every other level. He says the Shekhinah was also in Golus there. Because the Jewish people were in Golus.
We have 4 Goliaths, right?
Yes, well...
And they don't mention none of those 4 in Mitzrayim, but my thing is Mitzrayim is all of them together.
Including, and it's the first one, it's the most important one. As the Komarna going to go through in a minute, but like first of all, you should just know there might be another Golus. The Maral, he seems to favor more in Ner Mitzvah is that Yishmael is its own thing, its own phenomenon. There's 4 Golus, but there's a really strong phenomenon called Yishmael too. Besides it, here's another Mahalach might be Pras. Pras, part of them. He said, but Parshas is not like that, and it's its own thing.
That's afterwards?
It's something else. It's something else. It's its own phenomenon. There are 4 Goliaths. It doesn't mean there's no other things that the world's going to face. There's 4 major Goliaths, and then you have to deal with the Mr. Yishmael, whatever that is.
That's after Mashiach, or that's right now?
No. This is another thing. It's part of this Goliath. We're going to have this dynamic of Yishmael as well.
And when Maral's around, Yishmael leading us alone.
Well, more than the church. Although it was complicated. The church was complicated too. There were different areas. Generally speaking, the usual, except for very, very, very rare enlightened churchmen, and that happened more later. And later also, they even killed this young man. Who was baptized, and some of his nursemaid baptized this Jewish kid, and they killed him, and they gave him a sainthood. I don't know what they did. They grabbed him like, well, this is like that was 1900 or something. Like, really? You're like, I was like, that can't really be true. So there were very rare enlightened priests. It could happen. I think it was super rare, and as there was more enlightenment in general, you found it more likely. But the usual general was the more the priesthood had control, the less stable things were for the Jewish people. Less stable, generally speaking. That's why the morale, again, it's good for us. We know the morale, you had to deal with the Rav of Prague, he had any questions that this priest could dream up, he had to come up with a good answer that people would have to understand and to defend the Jewish people. It shouldn't be thrown out. And he never, the morale was not, he was not somebody who you could really know. There's even a story with a blood libel, speaking about Pesach, right? The story with the blood libel. that they realized they couldn't debate him. So like, we'll set some blood, put some blood somewhere, and then we'll have the police come search it. And so Morale, he was ready to do his comments. So he made the bracha, he lit the candle, and the candle went out. He's like, that's odd. I've never had that happen before. He didn't say anything. I'm sure. Lit it again it went out. Third time went out. He's like, no, something's wrong. So he called the shaman. He said, check the shul, search the whole shul. Something's not okay. I don't know what, but something is not. I'm not allowed. I can't do the chametz. That means it's a sakana. And he found in the Arna Kodesh, they used to leave there, I think, or under the Arna Kodesh, they used to leave some wine. Instead of wine, they left blood. Or maybe they didn't even leave wine there, they left something of blood. They were going to accuse so he said, get rid of it. He said, and put in the same bottle, the same type of bottle, good wine. Again, I don't remember if they had already always wine there, or they just put in the strange thing that didn't belong there. So at midnight, the police came into search with this a priest. Oh, hey, it's the blood. They opened up, see the blood. He's like, that's wine. They're like, smells like wine. So the guy, he went to jail. I'm like, what do you mean? I think he shot. There was a kid. He murdered. He figured out the placement. He did a whole thing. He said, no, you murdered. You tried to do whatever. Anyway, the kids said they put the priest away. So Morale was very hard to. It wasn't so easy. He wasn't such an easy party to just fool. It wasn't the person. But actually, it wasn't a Pashta thing. But you have the klipa. You have this murder klipa. This murder klipa. It's called the Kesser klipa. Yeah, the Kesser klipa. Yeah, the Kesser klipa, the highest level, the crown of klipa, as it were. And Moshe Rabbeinu didn't want to take the Jewish people out. Why not? So Komarna says, "What do you mean?" He said, "I can't get the nun, shar nun of kedusha. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to have a lasting. It's not going to be a lasting gula." He said, because the Shekhinah is in Golas. The reason the Shekhinah is in Golas is because the Shekhinah is able to clarify and uplift all the sparks. He said, if we were able to stay long in Golas Mitzrayim, we wouldn't need any more Golas, because we would have fixed everything. The trouble was we weren't holding by it. So what happened? Hashem said, no, let them come out, and we'll have other problems we'll have to deal with. But now it's time to leave. Hashem knows everything. There's no way we can stay in Mitzrayim. So therefore, he said, I'll be with them. Even though you don't have the Shar Chamishim. You'll get the Torah. You get rid of Malach HaMavis, it'll be a big ticket, a big beginning. Yeah. He said, so the general rule is that Mitzrayim, the Golus Mitzrayim was a general Golus. General Golus. Golus Mitzrayim also was a Gula Shlema in its own aspect. He said, and it was a preparation for all the Bechinas of Geula. That's why all the redemptions the Jewish people experienced throughout history are all included in the level of Mitzrayim. That's why we remember the Geulah Mitzrayim. We're remembering every Geula that every Jew and the Jewish people experienced from the beginning of time, from the beginning of life, from the Jewish people all the way throughout our lifetime. Every Geula is all included in this Hashem I took out of Mitzrayim. It's all deliverance Hashem has given us, provided us from the beginning till the end. So Meili says, Father, you have to be masker, Father, you have to appreciate it, Father, you have to remember this. This idea that they cleared out Mitzrayim like a pond. They have these little ponds, these little fish places where they'd be able to clean out all the fish from a tzuda, or maybe a fish trap, and they used to clean it all out. Bekitza, whatever exactly it was. You have this Indian of where they kept the fish and they cleaned it out and it's gone. Same thing, cleaned out all the sparks. This Bechina, this Indian, on the level of what they could do. There was more. They couldn't fix everything out of sof. That's why we needed more Goliaths. That's why we have to remember Mitzrayim day and night. Every day we are clarifying sparks from the Klippas, from the nations that we are in exile under them, And today, anybody who has the shaykhs, like today, you want to be connected with the world, you have something called the internet, and it means in your very home, you have all the klippas, every klippa, every nation, it's all there. And I guess we're trying to be mitzot in a higher way, like in a eclectic way. So you have to be very careful. Like, because we are clarifying, it's on a simple level, clarifying sparks from wherever we are in our goals. So Meila Avadi, you have to remember Mitzrayim, because that's all this bechina of redemption that we get every single day. We have to access every single day. From the beginning, from top to bottom. He said now the Shekhinah is in Nakavayim. It's in the heels, right? Ikvus Mashiach. So that's why the Golus is very, very strong. He said, what does that mean the Golus is strong? The minus. People have a tremendous challenge in Emunah. Very difficult. Emunah in Yonim. And again, this has to do with people that are very exposed to all these different foreign ideas. They have no idea of deeper ways of explaining these things and what they really mean. And they're very confused. People are very, very confused. Very confused. And that's again the same idea. That's the Ikvus Mashiach. Oh, but we're still included in this Yisrael Mitzrayim. That's why we had to maskir Mitzrayim every single day of our life, because we're making a beer of the Tzem Elokim from the Klippas every day, every single day, through the Yichud Kriyashma and davening. So if we want to draw down the shorish of the Gula, that's what we're doing when we mention Mitzrayim. So we have koyach, even now, to free the sparks. And the source of those sparks were clarified in Mitzrayim, and that's why we were able to have Matan Torah and Kil Malcham Obis, even that little time that we had. I think Gemara says that also made an impression on the Jewish people that stayed. So we reconnect Mitzrayim to really make the clarification we need to make today, and tonight, and tomorrow, and the next day, and every single day, in every single way. That's really what it comes down to. That's what it means. This is Mitzrayim. We need to leave. We need to get out. That's why again we're doing all these different yonim. Every day we have this admit. Then you have this bechina of the Mitzrayim, the Klalius, right? Once a year in Gulas Mitzrayim. Then you have Shvus Oimer. And then you have the bechina of Shvus Man Torah, Kabbalah Torah again. And you have all of these things are all relevant to this whole big beer. Starts with Shavavim, of course. It starts with now, and again the same idea that we want to connect and imagine ourselves, put ourselves, like we were saying before, put ourselves into this situation, into this place of like, I am in, this pasuk is about me. These pasuk are about Jewish people. We are in Mitzrayim. We're in Mitzrayim. And again, this is the same thing I was saying from the Tzaddik. That's really the Zohar says also. The Zohar says that it's a beautiful, it's unbelievable Zohar. I can never forget the beautiful Zohar. The Zohar says that Hashem revealed to Yecheskel a nevuah of the Merkava, Ma'aseh Merkava in Chutzarts. And the rule is you can't have nevuah in Chutzarts. Where do you want to run? To get away from nevuah? To Chutzarts. So there was a storm, and they threw him in the ocean because he told them to throw them in the ocean, and this fish picked him up, spat him out, and he came back to Eretz Yisrael, right? And then he got the nevuah again. So getting nevuah out of Eretz Yisrael, generally speaking, it doesn't happen. They didn't believe him. Like, nevuah. There is no nevuah in Chutzarts. What nevuah in Chutzarts? They made it in the Holy Land for the nevuah to be shara on a person, generally speaking. You want to have nevuah resting on you have to be in Eretz Yisrael. Moshe Rabbeinu is the exception, but that's Matan Torah. Generally speaking, it's only Eretz Yisrael. So Hashem saw the Jewish people felt downtrodden, they felt despairing and distant. So Hashem threw us out, and that's it. We're done. It's over. He said, "No, it's not over. And I'm going to reveal." And the Zohar also says, "But Moshe Rabbeinu, he gets these incredible, clear visions of the heavenly chariot. What has to tell everyone? That's the type of thing you let. Oh, by the way, let me tell you a little Kabbalah secrets. It's like, and the whole Jewish people, you call everyone. Oh, this is what Hashem said. It's like what. It's like, no, the whole idea was for them to know that even in the ghost, the Shechina, Kedusha, the Mekava, the Kedusha, is with them. It's with the Jewish people. It should never give up. Hashem's with them no matter what. That's really what it's about. And again, because we have these, it used to be a person's house was like protected. person's house was protected. Your house, you're not having your house. Then the Melech talks about a person has a book that's not so good. Whatever. They're very like it's metame. It's not good. It ruins the whole room. And here a person has this phone or these devices, and it's like you're connected to the biggest Rishonim of every nation ever. It's like, no, really, no. You are connected to all of them. It's also good things, but like there's a lot of really bad things connected. And you bring in your house. That's what you have. That's where you are. It's like oy vavoy. So on the one hand, the biurim are the highest biurim. On the other hand, the person has to be zocha to pick up the biurim and not be connected to the kesed of the klipa chas v'shalom. To really to connect the way you should. To stay with the mudal. To stay with kedusha. That's his job. That's our job. That's what we're here for. So that's again. This is the idea of why we mention Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim to pick up the spark, to uplift the sparks, to make things. Because that is a shorish of where they all came from. And that's this whole idea of what Shovim is about, to connect to what's happening in these Parshas in Mitzrayim and pick up the sparks that we need to pick up, to uplift those sparks the way they're supposed to be uplifted. Hashem shall be zocheh to pick up the sparks, leave the exile, and be zocheh to Kabbalas Torah, all the good things.
Amen.